Hey, oh, there we go. Hey, brother, how's it going?
Good.
As you light up a cigar when we're supposed to be talking. Wow.
Yeah, doing good.
There we go. More like it. All right. So, as you guys might notice, there's a little bit of a difference in background for me and Frankie today.
Yeah, guys. So unfortunately, our parents had some doctor's appointments that they decided to schedule at the same time. So Miguel's got to stay over at the house and watch some kids do some homework. Well, I get to come down here and relax with a cigar. So I think I got the better end of that one.
Maybe this time, yeah, I think you got a little bit better. But you know what? It's all good. It's not too hot out. Still a great day so far. Smoking some good cigars. I have to go grab mine actually in a second. So there's that. Just getting a little bit of sharing in, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Billy, how you doing, brother? Good
How you
morning.
doing, Billy?
Frankie, what
If
are
you
you
guys could,
smoking?
I was gonna say real quick, if you guys could do us a favor and help out by sharing the video, I got to use my phone to broadcast, so I'm not able to share like I normally do. So if you guys would do us a favor and just give the video a like and a share to all your guys' favorite cigar groups, I'd really appreciate it. Alex, how are you doing? Today I'm smoking the cigar of the week that we posted on the brand new Cigars and More Instagram page, so you guys can get a little heads up to what we're gonna be doing during the week if you guys go over there and look on Sundays. Um, this is the new cigar from CAO, and I got to say the presentation on this, I should have brought the box out. It's really cool. Um, it's called the CAO Bones,
Very nice.
and it comes with a pair of dice. It comes with a little felt board you can actually roll the dice on, and it looks really cool. It's my first time having this cigar, Miguel. I know that you actually smoked it on Sunday, kind of to get a little heads up as to what it was going to be like. And I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to be surprised, smoking it for the first time on air. I kind of like that. If we're not going to do a full on review, recorded review, I like to kind of do them live for the first time on air.
Yeah, no, I am very excited that you are trying it. I very much enjoyed it Sunday. I want to kind of give everyone a heads up of what was coming this week, but at the same time, I will go into a little bit of the blend because I got the notes here. If that's okay with you,
Yes, please.
you have a U.S. broadleaf wrapper over a Connecticut shade binder, Honduran La Entrada, and Nicaraguan Esteli, Dominican Piloto Cubano fillers. So yeah, there's a lot going on with this cigar.
So you know how to read, right? So you take the lid off. The lid has the dice all the way around it, and it's really cool. You take the lid off like that, and this is actually that felt piece that I was telling you guys about that you guys can use to. There we go. Roll the dice on. It's felt right there. Um, Actually, that dropped. And then here's the actual box. It's got the dual opening right there. So you do that, and it's got the dice right there and all the cigars. It looks fantastic, actually. Um, it's a heavy box too. Sao did not spare any expense on this box, man. It is super nice. Oh yeah, right there. If I would have had the box, I would have had the entire DNA of the cigar, which is right there in front,
Wow.
guys.
See, I really like when companies include that. I think CAO's been doing that more and more lately, where they add the blend in right there because a lot of guys want to know nowadays, like, hey, what's in this cigar? What am I enjoying?
Right.
Um, and I just appreciate that little extra tidbit of information. It's nothing like, excuse me, it's not super important. Obviously, I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But if to have that information, I really do appreciate that. Whew, excuse me.
No, it's a barcode. Sorry, we're getting asked the price, and I don't see it on here because we have the barcode scanning thing.
I do believe um, Trina would probably
Don't
know
hang
that.
that off the trainer.
Oh, okay, of course, of course. So you've already lit yours up. I'm gonna throw myself to the side real quick so I
Okay.
can grab my cigar. Totally forgot it inside the room, so I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, Doug, you absolutely light him if you got him. Especially if you're somewhere where it's not as hot as it is over here. Not only are you dealing with the heat out here in Bakersfield, also dealing with all the smoke from the fires, kind of dumping themselves onto the valley here. Um, Billy, thank you very much for sharing to the groups. Jeff, how you doing? Supposed to keeping the heat down, so I'm gonna go out and smoke. That's a great idea. Let me know if you guys are smoking, if you guys are smoking anything. Again, you guys are just joining us. I'm smoking the brand new CAO Bones, brand new here at Cigars and More. So if you guys want to come in today, quick windows up, you guys get an extra 5% off for this cigar for today only because we're doing the show on it. So come in and take advantage. We're going to be doing a lot of, oh, there you are. Well, we switched sides, didn't we?
We switched sides, just like I wanted it.
But like I was saying, so yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of fun stuff over here at Cigars and More as far as promotion goes. From now on, every Sunday when you guys come in, you guys get 10% off of cigars. So if you guys want to come in on a Sunday and relax with a cigar, that like we did on Sunday, you guys can come in and do that. We were talking to Trina, and she brought up bringing back the Wednesday humidor, kind of not a grab bag, but kind of like a nice little mix of cigars in this humidor. For one low price, you guys can pick out a cigar, and I think we can do like a buy two get one half off kind of thing. So it's going to be really nice. We're going to be doing a lot more promotional stuff here at the shop. We just did the giveaway for the blue Romeo and Juliet golf bag, which I wanted, but unfortunately somebody won, so I couldn't just have it, which kind of sucked, but it was all right. But it's really cool. Not the usual red and white that you see from Romeo and Juliet. It's actually black and blue, so it looks really cool. And congratulations to the winner of that. I'm sure he's gonna use it for his next golf outing.
Yep. It was a very nice bag. I think they've done a couple of really awesome giveaways like that, especially Romeo and Juliet. I think they just know their audience: golfing, barbecuing, smoking stuff. It's just
Now, I do have a question for everybody watching, and Mike, you can tell me this yourself. What was the better prize? Was it the limited box of League of Tens that we gave, and I believe it was Paul that won it up in Alaska? Was that the better prize, or, and I forget who won it, was it the Oliva Smoker that held like 24 chickens or something?
Oh, the Oliva Smoker. That thing was massive.
Yeah, that thing was awesome. That not only was that thing awesome, whoever won, I forget. Do you remember who won that? The Oliva Smoker? Jeff? Not only did he win that. Okay. So not only did Jeff win that, it was also assembled by Miguel and myself. So that's a double win right there.
I don't know that about being a win, but it did happen, and I apologize if I fell apart on you. They didn't let me use duct tape like I would have to make sure it's super. But that's just on them.
Duct tape fixed everything.
Everything. James and Goody, how you guys doing? Brian, Joe, and Jeff, how you guys doing? Everybody, hope everyone's doing very well out there. Guys,
now I'm really surprised how sweet this is starting out. Not a whole lot of spice in there, but it's got a sweetness that's actually staying on my lips, like this oily sweetness that's just kind of sticking around. The finish isn't all that long. You kind of get some charred, like cedar, I guess, in the back of the throat. But again, the finish isn't very long, so it's kind of medium bodied right now.
Yeah, that's what I got the first time I had it, guys. I'm actually smoking another cigar you can get over at Cigars and More right now if you want. From the 7-pack, I believe they have some over there right now.
Yes.
And since we only do 5 shows in the morning, and Frankie was willing to do the one this morning, I realized I'm gonna have more cigars than I'm gonna have morning. So I was like, oh, I can smoke that right now. So I'm smoking one of these guys.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm gonna have quite a few of them left over, so I think what we should do is take whichever ones we have left and add those to the prize package pool for the end of the month.
I mean, technically I can, but this one can no longer be included in that prize pack.
No, you can include that one. I have a cigar tube. You can put it in there.
No, I don't think anyone wants this. Guys, let me know if you want my partially smoked cigar. It's only partially smoked. That's, again, partially smoked. Totally fine. No, you don't want that. No.
I'm trying to remember the last CAO cigar that I had. I think it was the America. I think that's kind of like my go-to when I go CAO. I do like the Fuma and Corda and the Basin.
Yeah.
Not the biggest fan of the Anaconda just because of the way they wrap that tobacco around it. I like the idea. When it comes to the head of the cigar, it kind of creates this little like indentation in your lip when you're smoking. It just doesn't feel right. So I do prefer the Fuma and Corda and the Basin. to the Anaconda. I like the America, the Brazil. I think is really good as well. Uh, but this CAO Bones, it's smoking really well, and I'm starting to dig it.
No, I enjoyed it when I had it. Um, the Amazon Basin and the Fuma M are definitely up there on the CAO list for me. Um, the American too. They do quite a bit of good cigars out there. I think they just kind of get overlooked a little bit. Um, just because they're a little bigger and they've been around so long, newer and more noteworthy stuff has been happening. But that
Right.
boat definitely goes up there pretty well for me. It's a good cigar that I think I would work into my rotation pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it falls along the lines of the Macanudo, the Inspirato Black Label, and the Partagas Legend. They're two companies that I really don't smoke a lot of their cigars, but I came across two of their cigars, that Inspirato Black from Macanudo and the Legend from Partagas, and I had gotten them at an IPCPR a couple years ago when they first were released, and I just kind of threw them in my travel case. Um, because again, I'm not a big smoker of those guys, so I just threw them in there just to have them as fillers. And one day I lit up it was a Legend that I think I had first. I lit it up. I was over at the parents' house. I was in the pool because I don't know where they were, but um, I had that and I fell in love with that. The Legend was fantastic. And then same thing happened with the Inspirato Black. Uh, I lit it up, just one day wanted a cigar, and I was looking through my case, and I was like, well, you know what? I always smoke these certain cigars. Let me try this one that I don't really smoke. So I tried it. It's another one that I fell in love with. I think the Inspirato Black is probably my favorite Magneto cigar that they make. Same with the Legend from Partagas. And these CAOs, even though I may not have a lot of them, every time I have them, they're fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I might not go to very often, but the quality is always there. Especially, yeah, I like that comparison with the Legends and the Esperanto Black. Real quick, Matt, we had a crazy tornado winds from 6 p.m. last night to 11 today. Supposed to kick back up. That is crazy. That is,
Wow.
oof. Yeah, the weather is just ridiculous lately. It's crazy. It says
So,
it's a high of 54 right now over there.
so Matt, if you don't mind me asking, how do you guys prepare for a tornado? I mean, obviously you have like storm shelters and that kind of stuff. You have supplies, um, but I mean, what if you're out and about? I mean, are there places around where they have like
Of course.
storm shelters where you could like knock on and be like, hey, you guys, I need in, kind of a thing? Because that's, to me, that's, I couldn't even fathom that. Earthquakes, I can deal with. I know what earthquakes are like. I've been in tons of them. Uh, those I know how to deal with, but tornadoes, no idea.
Yeah,
David,
that's
how
it.
you doing over in central Massachusetts? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for hopping on with us. Yeah, I don't know about dealing with earthquakes. I think it's just kind of if it's too big, you're kind of screwed. Um, yeah, at one point there is no dealing with earthquakes. There's no stopping it. There's no reasoning with it. You can't build a dam to divert water. Um, there's no going underground because it's the ground itself that is shaking. You're not going to jump above the earthquake. Um,
Right.
but I've never
Well, what if
experienced.
you jump high enough that you stay in the air long enough till the earth stops shaking?
It depends on what's underneath you at that point because you might have been
That's
shaken,
true.
it broke into a way that now you're above a glass factory or something, and now you're screwed. Um,
That's true.
yeah. Anyway, Matt, be safe out there, brother. Stay safe. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
no joke right now. It sounds pretty dang hairy. Um, obviously, everyone out there, I know people are getting evacuated because of these fires and whatnot. Be careful too. Everyone from top to bottom, just be careful right now. It's a crazy time with all these natural disasters and all these fires. Like they found out one of them was caused because of a reveal party smoke grenade. Uh,
Really?
yeah, about I want to say it was something like a ridiculous amount of acres that was destroyed in this one fire, and they found out yes, it was a one of those color
Yeah.
smoke
I've seen them.
for the gender reveal. Yeah. Um,
That's ridiculous.
so yeah, if you're gonna do something like that, you better be careful, guys. You better make sure you're taking care of people.
Right. Okay, so you don't have tornadoes in Utah, just crazy winds. Okay. Okay. And they don't really have bunkers or anything like that. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you guys had tornadoes. That goes to show you exactly how much I know. Uh, hoverboard in an earthquake. That could work.
Oh, I also like Brad. As a kid growing up in California, I would jump on his bed and surf the earthquake. Oh man, I never really experienced one. I've been in a bunch, but every time it happens, I'm like, was that an earthquake? There's been very few that it's like, oh my gosh, this is shaking really bad. This is so crazy.
Yeah, I
Mo-
remember being at the old house where our parents had the main house, I had the back house, and you had the side apartment. And
yeah,
we always would do the work over at my place because we had transformed yours basically into working studio space. So there was sets everywhere in the rooms, and you slept on a small couch. And uh, I had a futon in my living room in front of the TV, and I had fallen asleep one time, and I woke up like super upset, and I yelled at you. I was like, "Stop shaking the couch!" And then I get up, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, "Oh, that was an earthquake."
no, that was a ghost. You were being haunted. Um, yeah, no, that was crazy, especially in that area because it was all hills and loose
Hmm.
dirt.
Hmm.
So something bad's gonna happen. It's probably gonna be over there for earthquakes. Real quick though, Matt says there's a total of 14 big rigs and trailers that tipped over. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's intense. Seeing one of those knocked over, like on the side of the road when you're driving past, uh, blows my mind every time I see it. I could not imagine that many being toppled over because of wind.
Right.
Whew.
That's intense. Alex, yeah, I know how you feel, man. We're still going to be in the hundreds here today and tomorrow. And then we actually get down to like 98, and it goes a little bit lower. I think we top out or we bottom out, I think 96 on the weekend. But next week we're going to get back into the 90s, the mid to high 90s. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Um, but we should start cooling down. I mean, it should be our last full month of some triple digit heat. And I got to be honest with you guys, the summer hasn't been all that bad weather wise. We've had that triple digit heat, but it hadn't been too bad. The fires obviously had made it a lot worse. Um, and the whole lockdown thing has been pretty bad. So the weather was probably really low on my list of stuff that irritated me about the summer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although with the fires, all the smoke, it actually kind of kept the area cool that we're in. Instead of being 90 right off the bat, it was like, yeah, like Jeff is saying in this area is about 84. It's only about 90 over here right now versus 95.
Bless you. Yeah, so Matt, you remember the big Northridge quake. Um, Miguel was still a baby at that time, and we were still living in Ventura. And I
Yeah, we were.
remember that it was shaking so bad. Myself and my sister ran to my parents' room, and we all kind of wrote it out. And then after the shaking stopped, my mom's like, "Oh, what about Miguel?" So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But, whatever. It happens during earthquakes, getting lost over at Disneyland, camping trips when there's skunks about, whatever. Wherever do they want to ditch Miguel to save themselves? Totally fine. I'm not going to complain.
So Doug, it says you said you ordered a box of uh 20 Churchills. What brand were they?
Yeah, what you get?
What did you pick up? And Matt's rubbing it in. They're getting a high of 85 and a low of 60, which I would absolutely love right now. The
That'd be
leaves are turning colors, he said. So that's cool. So you're getting some of that true fall weather. I mean, we don't really get a whole lot of uh, fall weather here. It's we get hot and we get cold. That's about it. That's about
yeah,
it.
that
Wow, we'll
big
see you.
spike and then a big dip for us here in Bakersfield. But you know what? It's not that bad because the hot is hot, but it's dry. You got pools, you got air AC. Um, what do you call it? When it gets cold, it's not that cold. Honestly, it's like, oh, we get to high 40s is the coldest pretty much, and that's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And there we
Right,
go,
right, right.
Doug getting himself a box of the Churchill Bones. Excellent choice, my brother. Um, I
Okay,
very
so
much
he picked up the
enjoyed it.
bones. Good choice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it right now, Doug. I don't know if you've had it before already, or if you just took a chance on it. But I am definitely enjoying the bones. Um, I don't know if you're a big CAO smoker, Doug. So let us know what kind of cigars that you like. If the bones is up there, if you've had it before, if CAO is just a brand that you go to, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear that. Mike, you're a little choppy right now. I don't know what's going on. But just a heads up.
We are fine on camera. I think it's just your connection right now, but you look fine too as well. So don't worry. Um,
Well,
I was
thank you.
about to say though, the box of bones. Quick plug, guys. My
Oh,
favorite is Royal Cabana Series Armaduro. Excellent call. Excellent stick.
I I love that cigar. That's a. They also make the what is it? The Spanish. Oh, what is it? The Spanish something or other. I forget what it's called, but those are both great cigars. I was just talking with Mitch about the La Gloria Cubana. They make it in the 6x60, and I think it was Isaac that had given me one, and um, some other people had given me a couple. I forget where I gotten so many from. I had like five of them, and I usually don't smoke that large of a ring gauge cigar. It's just not my thing. And one night at the studio, I was watching YouTube late, and I lit one up, and it was fantastic. So I was like, I told Mitch, I just decided that every night for that whole week until I ran out of them, I was gonna have one of them. They were just fantastic. So yeah, that's a great cigar. Oh, Spanish Press, I think is what it was called. Spanish Press.
Fair express. Okay. Real quick, Matt. Um, I actually very much enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it did get a lot of hype real quick. A lot of people sharing it. I think the packaging really did sell it. There's good marketing, and I could see it working into my rotation pretty steadily. Not gonna be like my top number one right off the bat or anything, but it's definitely a contender for a good cigar. I would say I'm with Doug though on a box purchase for this guy. For one, I know I'll smoke them all. That's number one. Number two, that box itself is a really nice art piece, and you actually get a little thing to play. Dyson, and you could get some dominoes in that box. You have a whole little game set up after you
Yeah.
smoke all those cigars. It's a very good box purchase right there. I think that was a smart call, and the Churchill I think is going to be excellent. I think I have the cigar you're smoking. What are you smoking right now?
There's a
It's
six
not
by
a,
sixty.
yeah, it's not the Churchill, but
No.
the Churchill's just a little bit thinner of a ring gauge, but longer, which I prefer because I like that long smoke time. Maybe not so much right now because the weather's still kind of getting to me. It's still pretty hot, even though like Frankie's saying, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if I can avoid being out in the heat for that long, I'll do it. But I can definitely see myself going through a box of these bones, and probably any of the sizes, even the 6x60 I enjoyed. So I definitely
Yeah,
would recommend trying it, Matt.
yeah, I definitely agree. Like I said, I'm not normally a 6x60 smoker, but I definitely think that this is a good size cigar. It feels good in the hand. And there's just certain cigars in certain sizes that you either like or you don't like. This happens to be one that I like in this size. I don't think I'd be opposed to trying a Robusto, uh, but it's definitely a good cigar.
100%. Brian says scored another bottle of P.F. Templeton Rye. Oh, very nice. This time with a maple oak finish from Corona Cigar Company with the FSG cigars, Florida Sungrown, of course. Very nice. And a box of Ashton VSG 6.5 by 44 illusion size. Are yeah, very nice. That's a price
That's
there, but
awesome.
I'm liking that. I also like.
Of course, if
Oh,
you
go
guys
ahead.
are gonna buy boxes, don't forget that you guys can always pre-order your 10 pack of Pariah cigars. You guys, we still have some of those. If you guys haven't yet ordered those are cigars from
I'm gonna
Miguel
go
now
ahead.
that you guys can pre-order.
I'm gonna go ahead and show it off real quick, guys. If you would like to, this is the Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapped Rush right here. That is our logo for it. And then I gotta do this real quick. And then if you like this Criollo 98 wrap, the Noir, which is right here. Those are gonna be the two logos that come on the boxes, guys. Cannot wait for you to try them. They are, in my opinion, phenomenal. I'm loving them. Cannot wait to get your opinion on them. Cannot wait for everyone who pre-ordered to get a hold of theirs. Um, They are running low though, so just be sure if you don't order yours, that pre-order, you might not get them exactly what you're asking for. So be on the lookout.
And Doug says he still has a box of the original CAO Sopranos, which they renamed to the Consigliere. So that's pretty cool. Are you gonna age that, or are you going to end up cracking that box open and smoking a couple? What are you gonna do with it, man? You're not gonna be able to find those again, since they did the name change on that one.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's a great hold. I probably would hold on to those for a while too. Yeah, especially since they did the rebranding of that, changing the name. That is awesome.
And then Matt says, if I remember right, the Viva 500s were the same big gauge. Yeah, they were a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
I do like the. I think for me, I like the torpedo. I like the Jester, and obviously the Lancero. I think was phenomenal. Um, so, man, when the Jester came out, I really dug that size. Um, so yeah, if I would have to pick one size for the Viva La Vida, I think it would be the Jester.
I like the Lancero. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna get some of these real quick because Doug, first of all, blowing my mind. Excellent amount of cigars, sir. 5,000 cigars on hand.
I could only
That's
see it through my phone. I thought it said 50,000 cigars. I was like, holy crap.
we're working. We're gonna get to there. Okay, 50,000 cigars later, a little bit later. Jeff, I'm gonna answer Josh's question first, real quick, guys. If you'd like to pre-order the cigars, message the Bakersfield gentleman directly or message me directly, and I will take care of you. Um, get your pre-orders in ASAP, guys, please. They are $80 a bundle, $5 to ship, but if you get both of them together, it's free shipping to you. You get 20 cigars when you do that, and yeah, they are going pretty dang quickly. We only have about we're sorry, we had 50 bundles of each. We no longer have that.
Yeah.
They are earmarked real quick. Um, and then for Jeff, real quick, um, how did you come up with the names for the cigars Noir and the Rush?
I will be honest with you guys, that was 100% Miguel's idea. Um, I was more the driving force behind the actual logo. I've always
Yeah,
been a fan of that style of artwork. And so when we did it originally, we had a different logo that we had some issues with, so we went with a brand new one. And Miguel's buddy Ray was actually kind enough to design this one for us. So it's his original artwork, so thank you to Ray for that.
yeah.
Um, and no, this is not a San Andreas wrapper on the CAO. Mike, it was a
It's a
um,
it's a broadleaf.
broadleaf.
Check. You got the box. You got the box.
No, I
The
gave it
real
back to Trina.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it is a different one. But the rush comes from actually how colorful it is, and after the NFL uniforms, the color rush uniforms, when they come out really bright, just flamboyant colors, and then the noir um, actually comes from the film style noir, those crime detective movies, and it kind of represents us more. Frankie's got the more of the sports background. You know, he's got that stuff going on. He knows. He told me about the Rush uniforms before I knew about them. And then noir and filmmaking, that's my side of the bill. So we got something that kind of fits us, and the logo itself, I think, kind of pops in those two color formats. And we wanted them to look different from each other, but use that logo for the beginning. And then we're going to come out with more stuff for you guys. Don't worry. This is just the first step on the road. There will be more.
Let's see. Okay, so Doug bought a China cabinet and converted it using a Cigar Oasis 3.0, and it works amazing. Does that have the built-in fan with it, or do you have to add additional fans to keep that humidity rotating in there, so it's not settling at the bottom? I've heard that can be a problem sometimes. Depending on where you put your humidity. Uh, if you have a fix to the top or to the bottom, sometimes it doesn't circulate right. So your cigars that are furthest away, if you don't rotate them, they'll dry out, and the ones at the bottom, if they're too close to it, they'll over humidify, and that can lead to mold and problems that you definitely don't want. Um,
Yeah. So
so,
that rotation is real important. You know.
and Joseph, yeah, it's burning really well. There we go. A little bit of a wave, but it's fixing itself as I rotate. So, yeah, it's good.
Oh. What do you call it? Real quick. Yeah, Joseph knows what's up. Yeah, it is a really good cigar. Absolutely is. And Doug says that he added an extra fan, but it comes one built in. I think it's a smart call. You want to keep that airflow going. I mean, you could
Yeah,
probably be okay,
absolutely.
but at the same time, better safe than sorry. They're your cigars. You don't want them to go bad. You don't want to get ruined. So yeah, definitely that little extra taken care of. Definitely.
Uh, Jeff, no, absolutely not. It is not Tampa Bay colors
Yes,
whatsoever.
they are Tampa Bay
It's just
colors.
when we were redesigning the logo for it, because it's also our second, third podcast logo. Um, the main when we started doing all of our different shows, we did the Girls Going Gin, we did the Bakersfield Gentleman, we did the film show, the anime show, we did. Um, all the different shows that we did, we assigned them a different color. so we could kind of give them a kind of an identity. And the wrestling show and the film show used blues. The anime show used that like Nickelodeon orange kind of color. Girls Go Gin took like that lilac purple, and Bakersfield Gentleman used red. And so when we were designing that skull pattern, um, Miguel's like, okay, so he's designing it. What do you want to use for colors? So I told him I wanted to use black, white, different tones in gray, and if you had to add any color, use red because it was already the color that we used for the show. Most of our logos are in red. You guys can see that, and so that's why it used the red and the black like that. So yeah, no, we weren't going to add any bronze to make it Buccaneers colors whatsoever because we just don't do
Yeah,
that here.
yeah, we will. We're gonna have a Buccaneers themed cigar coming out very soon. It'll be called the Tom Brady, on his true favorite team that he's always wanted to be on, but he just got stuck with Belichick, unfortunately. Um, Probably would have had more Super Bowls under his belt if he would have been with the Buccaneers from day one. But whatever. Um, so it's good to see him where he belongs now. Definitely good to see that.
Wow.
Real quick, Paul,
Okay.
thank you so much, man. Yeah, Paul got his order in. A couple other guys got theirs, and quite a few people did. Um, I don't want to shout out everybody because I don't know if I should or not. I don't know how that works. But thank you to everyone who's already pre-ordered, and don't forget to get yours in still. But yes, a huge thank you to Paul. He got his in, probably one of the very first ones. So huge thank you to you.
This the CAO it has some a really predominant like charred wood flavor, which I'm really digging right now. Um, I definitely think you guys could smoke this early in the morning with some coffee with a little cream in it to make it a little sweeter. Uh, but yeah, this is smoking really well. I'm really enjoying it.
Very nice. Very Joseph, um, got on after the story. Are you familiar with the cigar Oasis Humidor? It's kind of new for him. For over 100 plus storage. I don't really use it because all the things I store in are usually tubadors, for convenience and just ease of just putting in the Bovita and then rotating when needed. Um,
Right.
from everything I've heard from the reviews from people who I know are using it, the Cigar Oasis um, are working very well. No complaints from what I've heard of. Um, Ease of use itself, I'm not positive on. I'll have to do a little research on that.
Yeah, I know Mitch uses one in his cabinet humidor. I don't think he's had any issues with it. I believe he has it hooked up to his phone where it'll send him alerts, so he knows where his humidity's at, where his temperature's at. If it drops too low, he can go add some more in, or whatever he needs to do. So let's see. My fave snifter is Grand Marnier 150. I'm
Nice.
hoping I can get in a smoke sometime today, tonight. That's from Matt. Um, yeah, man, I know you're probably really busy, so anytime you can sneak one in is the right time. So make sure you get to that whenever you can.
Yeah, especially those days when you're really busy, and then you actually do have a moment. Those are probably the best cigars right there. But excellent call with that Grand Marnier. Ugh, my tongue twistedness. Yeah, excellent call. Although Frankie's right though, I could go with some coffee with that cigar pretty much any time of day, and I'd be a happy camper. Maybe a nice bourbon wouldn't hurt. I think that
I
would be
don't
nice.
know if I've ever had Grand Marnier by itself. I've always mixed it in with other drinks. I don't know if I've ever actually had it like in a snifter by itself. Is it?
Oh yeah, I can hear in the background people saying it's good already. So
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
guess I'll have to
right.
try that. Yeah, I've always used it as a mixer. I've never actually just tried it on its own. It's interesting.
Cool. Well, truth be told, guys, I was trying to find a classier sipping drink, and I am a big show. I'm a big fan of the show Frasier. I don't know if anyone's watched it because it's kind of older, but I love that. And they always drink sherry on there. So I was thinking, maybe I'll try this out. And it turns out that I liked it, but I don't know how to appreciate it properly. There's a way to make
Yeah,
sherry
it's not for
drinker.
me.
Uh, I liked it. It was fine, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm looking for as far as flavor, what makes it good or what makes it bad. Um, I think wines in general are a little over my head. I'm still trying to learn because I know how well wine and cigars compare together in certain cases. Just like it's good to have a good appreciation of different, whiskeys or different tequilas. different craft beers, it would be good to have an appreciation of different wines as well. Just one more thing to put in the whole arsenal of drinks.
I guess Matt has two brand new trampolines in his backyard that weren't his. I guess the wind blew them there. No one's come to claim them. So Matt has two trampolines now.
That's one way to do it. Um, I wonder if the last time there was a large wind, it blew from the original owner to somebody else. They kept it, and then it blew away from theirs, and now it's in yours. It's like a traveling trampoline. So yeah, you never know where that came from. Um,
Yeah.
Doug said, I am a huge wine snob too. Okay, nice. So he says, try a bold Cabernet or a Spanish Rioja with the smoke. Okay, all right. So, all right. So give me something to try out, sir. I like it. Thank you so much. And then also check out Ether Whiskey. I will have to check that out.
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Um, let's see. The Espinosa Naranja orange label. Do you guys get an orange flavor from that cigar? I do. Not as much as I do from the Labijou, but I definitely do get a little bit of that citrusy orange flavor from it. Um,
Yeah.
it took me a couple of times trying it to really find that note in there, but I have gotten it. I just get it stronger from the Labijou, and that's just me.
Yeah, I think most citrus notes you get out of cigars are not going to be, bold and in your face. It's very much a back note or very subtle. I'm sure that's a very difficult flavor to pinpoint in a cigar, just in general, let alone try to blend it in on a regular basis. Um, but when it's there and it's done right, it's very nice. And the Oranja is definitely one that does it right. It's not overpowering. It's not. It doesn't taste fake. It's all premium tobacco. It's not like they infuse it with citrus flavors. It is just what comes in the
Yeah,
tobacco itself, um,
right.
along with the Labijou. And I think I actually got more of that Labijou. I got more of the citrus from the Naranja than the Labijou itself. But I love
Okay,
both of them so much.
okay. Uh, Doug, well, I'm glad you watched it for the first time out. I hope you enjoyed the show. We go live every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. West Coast time,
Yep.
for half an hour, just to kind of start off everybody's day. With um, most people being not working right now, we thought we'd add an extra show. We go Tuesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Is our normal hour-long show that we do usually from here, Cigars and More, who
Yes.
is the sponsor of the show. Thursdays, we usually do it from a club called Culebras. It's a members-only private cigar lounge. We don't sell cigars there, but you can come in, bring your cigars. Everybody's got lockers, pool table, all that stuff. And we do our podcast, our live recorded podcast from there, usually on around 2 o'clock on Thursdays. It depends if we have a guest or not, if we have to kind of fix that time.
Yeah.
And then on Saturdays, we do our flagship show. That we're going to actually celebrate 3 years at the end of this month. And for those people that are brand new to the show, the last Saturday show of the month, we do giveaways. This one's going to be no different. It's going to be probably our biggest one of the year because it is our 3-year anniversary. So we're really, really looking forward to that one. Uh, and I think the link to buy the cigars, all you got to do is get a hold of Miguel after the show, or you can message us here on the page, the Bakersfield Gentleman, directly, and then he can get you that information.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm putting a comment from my own personal page, so if you guys need to get a hold of me, it's right there. And yeah, Matt, talking about those citrus notes again, real quick, from the Naranja and the Bijou. For me, just saying that I'm getting them, it's a very subtle note. It's not like it's the most dominant flavor I get out of any of them.
Right.
And I've never had a cigar where it's like, oh my goodness, it tastes like oranges. Everything else is the back notes. No, it's usually that it's got this like citrusy hint in the back that really helps out with the flavors I'm getting. Um, yeah, so it's not like it's a right in your face kind of flavor. At least I don't think so for myself. And if anyone has a cigar where the orange or citrusy notes is the number one, I would love to hear that. I would love to check it out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I smoked a couple of them before I really started to appreciate that orange flavor that you get, the citrus note, I would say, out of it. Uh, Again, for myself, I get it more predominantly in the La Bijou than I do out of the Laranja. I still enjoy the cigar. think it's still a great cigar, and I
Oh
can't
yeah.
get my band off for some odd reason.
Of course you can't. And yeah, Matt, it has been 3 years, 3 long, good years building this up from doing just the reviews to figuring out how live stream actually works to now we're on our way to our own cigar line. It's been a hell of a ride, meeting a lot of amazing people. I think John's in there right now, right? Ronald Bradley. Do I see him in the background? I could
Yep.
see him behind you in the reflection, I think.
Oh, Kenny.
I think so.
But yeah, it's 3 years, man. It's crazy, you know. When we first started doing the show, it was just kind of like, oh, let's just give it a try and see how it goes. And we actually started off with doing more alcohol stuff on the show than we did cigars. But once we started introducing cigars, it kind of just took off.
Yeah, I think the more, not even the more I smoked, the more I loved. The more I learned, the more I loved. Because every time I had this, oh, this is really nice. I'm enjoying this. And then the community itself, you in particular, people in the shop, everyone in the cigar community has been very welcoming, and it's a very tight knit group of people. I absolutely love it, and I don't see myself leaving it anytime soon. So there'll be a
Yeah,
lot
no,
more
not at
news
all.
coming up.
Huh. And Brian said the first time he ever noticed a citrus note was on the Sombre Mesa church show. That's
Nice,
interesting.
nice.
Huh. Now, I'm curious, besides the citrus note, are there any other notes in a cigar that you guys have ever noticed that have really thrown you for a loop? For me, um, it was salt, and I never remembered the name of the cigar. It was on Cigar Aficionado's top list a few years back. I think the first year actually we started doing the show, and we started reviewing the top 25. It was on that list, and I was like, this tastes salty to me. And Cigar Aficionado sends out that big poster, and we had the poster on the door to the humidor, and I go over to, or no, Trina went over to read it, and as she was reading the description of the notes, salt was on there. So for me, saltiness, and if I get it whenever I get a cigar, that's always a real head spinner for me.
Yeah, that one blew my mind. It was a very weird shaped cigar too. It was very flat. If I remember correctly, if that's the one we're thinking of. The name I have no idea. It escapes me. I'm gonna have to go back in some of the shows and look. And then Doug got a friend out in Fort Worth, Taboo Cigars, the Taboo Special Forces. I'll check that out. All
Yeah,
right.
definitely, especially if it's in the Fort Worth area, because usually the first weekend in May, we're in Dallas, and we try to kind of explore Dallas a bit because we go out there for a convention, not cigar related. It's actually a horror convention, and we go out there because we enjoy watching and making horror films. That we go out there every year for Miguel's birthday. It's a Texas Frightmare weekend, and we've heard about a few like Industrial Cigar Lounge, I think it was called. I think that's what Matt was telling us to visit. So there's some in that area that we would definitely like to get to. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
when you message us, make sure you give us that name again so we can put that on the list.
Well, yeah, would love to check that out. That sounds awesome. Um, and Doug, yeah, I'm not really a big acid fan either. Um, I don't mind flavored cigars once in a while, but acid's probably not the way I'm gonna go if I'm gonna have one. Uh, yeah, I don't see acid being my on my list anytime soon of flavors I'll try. I like the Java Red from time to time. Um, the tobacco, what is it called? Tres Leche. That one's a good one.
Yeah,
There's a couple, but it's not my go-to flavored. I'd rather have just a traditional, natural flavored cigar versus something that's infused or enhanced or whatever you want to call it. It's just usually not my thing. Once in a while, sure. Once in a while, but not very
right.
often.
Yeah, Doug, that sounds awesome, man. Definitely. Like I said, it's usually the first weekend of May that we're out there. That's the time that convention earmarks itself. We usually leave Bakersfield on Thursday, and then we leave Dallas on Monday. So we're there for a couple extra days, hanging out. Kind of, we do our exploring for all the cigar shops while we're there. And citrus on the summer mix. I had salty cigar. It was a Tabernacle. Oh man, I gotta look back up on the list for Cigar Aficionado's top 25. It was, I want to say, 3 years ago um, that it was there, and I'll have to look it up again.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be found out because this one was very salty. It was a sea salt. Um, almost all the way from the beginning to the middle of the final third for me at least.
Yeah.
Plenty of salt flavor, not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it, but it was definitely a very unique experience. Jeff, do you
Oh,
think we'll ever?
absolutely. There's just those flavors that when you taste them, they really stick out because not a lot of cigars have them. You get the cocoa, you get the coffee, you get the wood, the spices, um, um, some yeastiness from a lot of cigars. Those are kind of like the core flavors that a lot of people can get. Grassiness, stuff like that. But when you get those unique flavors like that citrus or that saltiness, um, it's really, really unique, and you really can taste it.
Oh yeah, 100%. And real quick, Jeff, do you think you guys ever think they will actually sell them in cigars and more in the future? It depends really how we do with the direct sales. If you guys like that, we might do that forever. But I would love to see the cigars in shops, not just at cigars and more, but wherever we can go into. I would love that. Um, it might be one of those down the road steps a little bit as we build up, so we have enough inventory for everybody. Again, we're doing
Yeah,
this all ourselves, so it's going to be a minute as we build up, but that's what we're working towards, is building up. That's all we can do right now.
yeah. I mean, I would love to see it in the shop somewhere. I think that'd be awesome. Be able to walk in and be like, "Holy crap, that's awesome." I think for me, my dream would be to walk into the Monte Cristo Lounge in Vegas because I love going to that place. I really do. I've had great experiences there. I think the staff there's great. I think the hosts there are great. The bartenders are awesome.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh
the
yeah,
the people that work their humidor are really helpful. And I know it's pricey because it's Vegas, it's on the strip, but I love going to that place.
yeah, yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I love that spot. The Opus X Anejo Shark. Um, if I had the shark, no, no, I have not. Um,
Who was asking about that?
that's Doug. I have
Oh,
not.
you know
I
what,
have not
Doug?
tried this.
If you like that cigar, um, it's hard to find, from what I hear. But actually, JJ just had it in a 5 pack a couple weeks ago. Um, but
No, that was a little. Oh no, that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah, it's a really good cigar. It's just hard to find, unfortunately.
He actually had the Diamond Crown Shark Friday. That's what I was thinking of.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool shape. I love that. It's a good Vitola, and I love the Diamond Crown in general. I love the Opus X. The Anejo is great. So yeah, might have to find that. Might have to track that one down.
Yeah, and Matt knows exactly what I'm talking about. He also loves the Monte Cristo Lounge, and the old fashions that they make are probably my favorite in all of Las Vegas. I think they do a great job. They make one where they have some wood chips that they smoke uh, in a glass cover while the drink is in it, and then they serve it to you and add that extra smokiness to it. That's fantastic. Their regular old fashions are amazing. Even their coffee is really good. Um, you can actually order a French press of coffee while you're there or an espresso. I mean, it's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely agree with that. Yeah, no, they do a great job from top to bottom there. The atmosphere, the humidor is very well kept. Um, Bartenders are very good at what they do. I think you can order food there too, but I've never really done that. Um,
Yeah, they have like cheese
little
plate and your meat plate and
stuff
stuff like that.
like that, yeah.
I think they have caviar too.
Maybe I've never really wanted food while I'm there. I've always wanted a cigar and a drink, and sometimes I'll just even get a seltzer and just hang out with the cigar and talk to people. There's a lot of really nice people in that place. I've always enjoyed it.
I heard a couple weeks ago that AJ Fernandez is getting involved in the farm world for Pravada Club. I wouldn't doubt it. Brian's network for Pravada Club is huge. He knows a lot of people, and he's a great guy, so I'm sure people will want to work with him.
Does a great job.
And then, of course, AJ Fernandez is everywhere. I mean, it would make absolute sense that he would be in Pravada Club. He's got his hands in everything, man. He's everywhere.
He really is, and for good reason. He does a great job, and I'm glad to see him everywhere because every time I smoke one of his cigars, that's a new one I like. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ran into an AJ Fernandez that he has had a direct hand in that I didn't like. So it is
yeah,
what it is. There's ones that I like better than others, but it's never been like, oh, I don't want to smoke that ever again. They're always really good. And we
Now,
have Pappies.
Doug is talking to, yeah, we have the original Pappy Van Winkles. I'm just saving it till I actually get some Pappies. We've had what is it, traditional?
Yeah. No, we
And
have the
then,
family reserve is the we've had the tradition already.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've had the Family Reserve as well because they have it here at Cigars More. So we've had both the original and the Family Reserve. We
Oh,
have the
okay. Yeah.
originals as well that we got from Chris, and
Yeah.
I think he gave us like 3 or 4 of them. But he told us to wait to smoke them until we get some Pappies, which is hard to come by right now. So we know some people that have a bottle, but they haven't opened it yet. So we have to wait until they decide to crack that bottle open to have some.
Yeah, I cannot wait. It's gonna be a good day. That's gonna be an episode for sure. I cannot wait.
Ah. So Matt had to order food, so it's like the other place you have to order food to be able to sit and stay. I get that. He said it was the best cheese and meat plate that he ever had. So okay, I did not know that. All right.
And nothing wrong. If it's good, then that's not bad. Yeah, I love these places like, oh, here's a frozen pizza, so you can stay, hang out, and I get it. Yeah, they want to stay open, but it's nice when people are taking a little extra steps to make sure whatever they're serving you is good, so you actually
Yeah.
want it. That helps out a lot. I think it's good in my opinion.
Yeah, we went to that. What was that place we had the frozen drinks? Fat Tuesdays, and
Yep.
like, oh, you have to buy a hot dog to be able to get a drink, and they're just cheap hot dogs. And then we went to the downtown. What was it? Downtown cocktail lounge, cocktail bar.
Yeah,
Forget what it's called. And there, they actually had like a grill going with some bratwurst, sauerkraut, and all that stuff. That was really good.
that was nice. Yeah, much better. And then another bar, the Nerd Bar, is just like, hey, we've got to sell these. So if you want one, here's a pizza. They're frozen, but it just keeps us
Yeah,
open. So
they were not trying to hide that at all. If you guys want something, it's frozen food. So
yeah,
there you
we're
go.
just trying to follow the rules, and I totally get that. You want to stay open, you got to make your money, and you don't want to put more work on your employees. If they're not a restaurant, they're not, they're not cooks, not chefs. Why are you making them cook?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what it is.
And Matt says he has 7 boxes of the traditional and the Family Reserve along with a bottle of Happy. That's
Nice,
awesome.
nice, very nice. And Brian was gifted a TP20. It's a great medium plus cigar from JD. Very nice, awesome. That is awesome. But
Every
yeah,
time we try to talk to Jonathan Drew, he's always so busy. There's always tons of people around him, so it's hard to get him to sit down for an interview. But
busy guy.
definitely want to try that.
Definitely a busy guy, but for good reason. Definitely busy. Yeah. Trying to have one hell of a line. Oh yeah, those lines over at the Fat Tuesdays are not a joke. They're everywhere, but they're always busy. So good for them. Very happy. But yeah, it takes a minute to get your drink. And with the heat out, you're gonna need that cold drink once you're done with that line.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Jeff did have a Pappy that he smoked when he came here. I think Mitch was the one that recommended the Pappy to Jeff when he was here. Yeah, and he loved it. One of his favorites so far.
Exceptional stuff. Very good stuff. And Alex
Yes.
says, have you guys tried the Ezra Zion cigar lime? Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so. And I remember I liked it. I haven't had
I
a
do
whole
like
bunch,
Ezra Zion.
but I did like it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I like, man. The CAO Bones. It is smoking really well. The flavors are phenomenal. No touch ups. I do have a break in my wrapper. Excuse me, but that's only because I couldn't peel the band off and I didn't want to wreck the cigar. So I tried sliding it up and I caught a little bit of the seam. And so that was my fault. Cannot fault the cigar for that. The draw was nice. It's got good flavors, and I'm really enjoying this. So the cigar of the day, the CAO Bones, is fantastic. So you guys can come into Cigars and More and pick those up today or any day. But if you pick one up today, you guys will get 5% off of that. But it is smoking really well. It is great.
Very nice. Yeah, get a little discount, get a good cigar. Hey, that's a good time for me. And Doug saying another good whiskey is the Whistling Pig. I love Whistling Pig. Um, I've only had it a couple of times just because it doesn't really get served in many bars around here. A little disappointing. But I think we can. There's a couple of spots locally we get a bottle from. If not, I'm sure Bedmo will order it for you.
Mhm.
But it's definitely a good one to have on hand. I want to get a bottle on hand actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you got a text from Ezra Zion for the releases of the Easy and the Nomad.
That's smart.
Yeah.
I like, what do you call it? The only people who ever text me are creditors, trying to pretend they're not, or a bunch of scams. So it'd be nice to get good like that. And Doug, pros and cons to cigar pokers. I don't really use them very often. if you're talking about pokers as in like to make the draw a little easier, it's just moving tobacco around. So it could mess with your flavors a bit. Um, and honestly, most of the time it doesn't really work out for me all that well. I'd rather just roll my cigar, and if I'm feeling something of a tight spot, I will kind of just pinch and roll and try to loosen it up. And usually, when the tobacco heats up, those spots that are harder to draw will kind of loosen themselves up.
Yeah.
Another tool is called the cigar pump.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're gonna talk about that. I like it, and I'll let you talk about it, Mike. I just don't see that as something you could like fit in your pocket. So unfortunately, it's a great idea, and I like the way that it worked.
Yeah,
It's just not something I would carry with me.
I probably wouldn't either. It's basically literally like a uh, sports needle for your basketballs or something about that size with a pump on the end of it. And you will literally blow air through your cigar and it clears the channels. And it works every time. It works very, very well. More something you have at your house, or maybe your local lounge will have one and kind of, oh, hey, if you're not having a good draw, let me get that for you. And it's night and day the air draw you get out of it. It's very impressive. Unbelievably
Yeah,
impressive.
when we met with the guy over at IPCPR a couple years ago, Miguel was smoking a cigar, and it already had a good draw. And he was like, "Oh, you think that's good? Let me show you something." And he used a cigar pump on it, and the amount of smoke Miguel was getting afterwards was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Impressive. Very impressive. Doug says try out the I don't know if I'm pronouncing it Mitchters, but I have had Blanton's before. Blanton's is great.
Yeah.
Uh, I believe that's the one from the John Wick movies, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Blanton's got the horses on them. I think it's really good. I know people are like, oh, it get overpriced because the movie got so popular. I still enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
really good. Along with Angel's Envy
Yeah.
too, Matt. But I don't think I've had the Select Rye from Angel's Envy.
I haven't had that either, but I hear Angels Envy is really good.
Gonna have to try that out.
But with that being said, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you guys that this is your first time watching, thank you so much. Don't forget, you guys, to mark the last Saturday of the month. It is our 3-year anniversary. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff to give away. Um,
Yes.
so you guys are gonna want to tune in for that. Again, I want to thank Cigars and More for letting me at least smoke the CAO Bones today. This is a fantastic cigar. Highly recommend you guys coming in and giving it a try if you're a CAO fan. If you're not a big fan of CAO, you don't smoke it a lot, this would be a good one to try out. For me personally, you can have it any time of day. In the morning with some coffee, in the afternoon with a beer, or at night with some whiskey, and I think it'll pair amazing well with any of those options.
I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, it's a great cigar. I definitely recommend trying it out, guys. Um, be sure to tune in with us tomorrow morning for our usual uh, Great American Morning Time, 8 a.m. And then we'll be back on Thursday at 2 o'clock for Second Third Podcast. And again, Saturday with the special guest, which I will announce later today for this Saturday. Um, you're going to want to tune in. You're going to like her. I guarantee it. Thank you guys all for joining us. Make sure to stop by Cigars and More Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll have the humidor going up and running again this Wednesday. Yep, can't wait for
Yes.
that. It's gonna be some awesome stuff. Jeff says he's picking up his daughter coming in from London. He'll have to watch later on. No worries, man. That's awesome. Glad she's in town. Yeah, glad she's coming back. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. All right, you guys, you all have a great day. Don't forget, you guys donate to Cigars for Warriors whenever you guys get a chance. Um, I know times are tough right now, but next time you're in your cigar lounge and you go buy one, you pay cash. Throw some change in the bucket. If you're buying a bundle or a box, throw one or two in there, you guys. Every little bit helps. Cutters, lighters, humidification packs, magazines, coffee, travel cases, um, cigars, um, all that stuff. All that stuff helps.
From top to bottom, yeah,
So
really does.
yeah, and then of course you guys don't forget message Miguel or the Big Show Gentleman if you guys want to pre-order some prize cigars. I'm really looking forward to getting those into your guys' hands. And thank you to everybody who started pre-ordering. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you very soon. You have a good one.
Here, guys.